I am so thrilled you're here today. We are jumping right into a topic that, honestly, touches just about everyone at some point: the beautiful, messy, and deeply rewarding evolution of modern young couples. The dynamic of two people coming together, it has completely transformed over the last few decades. And the source material we're breaking down in this explainer gives us a fantastic, structured roadmap of what that really looks like. Our goal today is super simple: understanding exactly how modern relationships thrive.
Okay, let's dive right in. Today's relationships are fundamentally defined by shared dreams, emotional growth, and mutual respect. We're moving way beyond those rigid, traditional expectations of the past. It's no longer just about checking boxes, like buying a house, getting married by a certain age, or conforming to outside pressures. Instead, it's this dynamic space of mutual growth where two individuals are actively building a life together from the ground up, honoring both their shared journey and their own individual paths. It's a real game changer.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to hit 5 key areas. First, the magic of young love. Next, a modern relationship reality check. Then, we'll look at the 4 foundational pillars of resilience. After that, the power of shared dreams. And finally, how to keep that spark alive. Section 1. The magic of young love. This is all about spontaneity, learning, and finding fresh perspectives.
There is an absolutely undeniable charm to the early days of a relationship. I mean, think about those late-night conversations that just seem to stretch into the morning, the endless dreaming about the future, and seeing the world together through a completely fresh lens. It's magical. And in those early days, it's so easy to expect this cinematic romance where everything goes flawlessly. But, and here's the crucial point, relationships at this stage are way less about perfection and much more about learning. Look, mistakes are going to happen, there will be missteps, and there will definitely be misunderstandings. But growing together through those inevitable lessons, that is exactly what strengthens the bond. As our source material points out, the connection either breaks or it teaches valuable life insights. It's really about growing in life, not just in love.
Moving on to Section 2, a modern relationship reality check. We're talking about overcoming hurdles and shifting paradigms.
So eventually, the honeymoon phase meets the real world. Every couple, no matter how deeply in love, faces inevitable hurdles. Things like financial instability, career pressure, and that deeply human struggle to balance your own independence with a shared sense of togetherness. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive shift we've seen from older generational expectations, which leaned heavily on societal norms and strict gender roles, to a totally different set of modern goals. Today's couples, they prioritize emotional compatibility, equality, and mental health awareness. Actually, personal space is now seen as a healthy pillar of a successful partnership, rather than a sign of distance or trouble. Modern couples are supporting each other's ambitions and respecting individuality like never before.
So, when those real-world pressures do hit, how do modern couples cope? One partner in our source material put it perfectly, saying, "I feel stressed about our finances, but I want us to face it as a team, not as opponents." I love this quote. It shows exactly how framing a massive challenge, like money, which we all know causes so much friction, as a unified team completely diffuses the tension. It instantly takes you out of a combative mindset and puts you both on the exact same side of the table facing the problem together.
Another huge reality check for modern couples is the digital age. It is incredibly easy to fall into the trap of online validation, right? The illusion of perfect relationships on social media creates these wildly unrealistic expectations. It's so tempting to compare your behind-the-scenes struggles to someone else's carefully curated highlight reel. But the healthiest couples intentionally focus their energy away from those illusions. They prioritize authentic, unpolished, real-life connection over curating some pristine online image just for likes.
Let's move to Section 3, the 4 foundational pillars and how we build resilience early on.
Building that strong foundation follows a really logical sequence. It's almost like a domino effect. It all starts with number 1, communication. Honest conversations are the bedrock because they prevent misunderstandings before they even have a chance to fester. And watch how this flows logically. That honest communication leads directly to step 2, which is trust. When you can talk about anything openly, you build incredible emotional security. And that trust, it naturally builds into step 3, respect. You start truly valuing your partner's differences rather than just, tolerating them. And ultimately, that deep respect allows for step 4, support. When those first 3 pillars are rock solid, you can genuinely encourage each other's dreams and foster mutual growth. When all 4 of these elements align, the relationship becomes exceptionally resilient.
Section 4, the power of shared dreams. This is all about collaborating instead of competing.
Now, what's really interesting here is this vital shift in modern relationship dynamics. It's all about collaborating instead of competing. As our source points out, shared dreams become the glue that holds two hearts together through every season. When young couples align their individual career goals, their travel plans, or their aspirations for a family, they turn them into shared victories rather than points of competition. Instead of feeling threatened by a partner's success, you get to celebrate it as a win for the team. This phase of life is so heavily about exploration, and embracing that change and growth together doesn't drive you apart, it actually deepens your emotional intimacy.
Bringing us to Section 5, Keeping the Spark Alive, Why Consistency Matters Over Grand Gestures.
We all know maintaining romance over the years isn't exactly what happens in the movies. Keeping a relationship vibrant really comes down to small, deliberate actions. Surprise notes left on the kitchen counter, spontaneous, low-pressure dates, carving out true quality time without your phones. It's about consistency and care and showing affection even when your schedules are completely overwhelmed. It is not about grand, expensive, cinematic moments every single weekend. Honestly, it's about finding creative, steady ways to express love through the noisy, busy reality of modern life.
As we wrap up this explainer, remember the ultimate goal: a lifelong partnership filled with happiness and meaning. A young couple symbolizes growth, companionship, and, honestly, incredible courage. Challenges are absolutely inevitable, as we've seen, but the journey itself is what makes it all worthwhile. Now, there is no single perfect formula for every relationship, but that willingness to cherish each moment and actually put in the hard work, that is what transforms early love into lasting companionship. So, I want to leave you with a question to reflect on. How are you growing together today? Take a moment to think about your own ongoing partnership, or maybe the kind of shared growth you want to cultivate in your future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you next time.